Jack and I, we're Jets fans.
Sad.
And Sam Darnold, between the Jets fan base, there's an argument to keep him and trade back, draft a Kyle Pitts, or just take Wilson at 2. And, I mean, this question is, will Sam Darnold revive his career? Right now, he's known as a bust and drafted a 3rd overall pick, hasn't panned out. So is he going to eventually pan out and be a good NFL quarterback?
Well, the good thing about Darnold is he's still really young. You know, he's still about 21, 22 years old. He's probably the same age
as
as
the youngest starting quarterback in the league.
Was he 19?
No, I think
I'm saying when he came in, wasn't he like 19? I think he's the same age as Mac Jones right now.
Yeah.
So, that's the beauty of it. He's still extremely young. You know, and a lot of the Jets things was 50-50. You know, situation wasn't good. He wasn't good. You know, he didn't show much, but the situation wasn't the best for him. I can't fully say if he'll revive his career, and I don't think you guys should trade back. I think you should lock in on Zach Wilson, get your guy. Even if you want to lock in on Mac Jones, just don't trade back. Sam Darnold is done in New York. I don't think he should suit up and throw another football for you guys. Doing that would just be kind of doing what you've been doing in the past and making mistakes. I don't think that should happen. But I think he can revive his career in a damn near perfect situation if he still has the intangibles and the tools to do that. You know, he's still young. He does show flashes on rare occasions. So I think in a better situation, you know, he can definitely do good things. It just depends on him.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he should be with the Jets next year, if for no other reason than the fact that his contract is going to be expiring soon. They would have to figure out paying him, and it just makes no sense when you can bring in a rookie that could potentially be better than him from day one and reset that contract clock. It just makes so much more sense with a new regime that has no ties to Sam Darnold to just reset your quarterback clock. Start clean, especially because the worst thing that could happen to the Jets is you stick with Sam Darnold this year. You say, let's give him another shot, and you're okay. You win 4 or 5 games maybe. You put yourself in the 15th pick or so next season, and Sam Darnold wasn't good again. You don't want to commit to paying him, and you're looking at a quarterback class that, as of now, it can change, but as of now, can't even shine the shoes of this quarterback class. And then you put yourself in an impossible situation. You need to either find a quarterback through a trade or free agency because there's not going to be options in the draft next year. So take the quarterback while they're available. You couldn't be put in a better situation. You could pick between some of the better quarterback prospects that we've seen in a while at number 2. You have a guy in Zach Wilson who you seem to be pretty high on. It's a no-brainer for the Jets.
Or Mac Jones.
Even if they go Mac Jones, at least reset the quarterback clock. Get a guy that you believe in because, again, this regime has no ties to Sam Darnold. But for him, again, Riv said it, he's young. I think he's shown some flashes of potential here and there.
On rare occasions.
I think it's worth a team taking a flyer on him. If they're I think for the Steelers, it would be something that would make sense because
Dwayne Haskins there?
He's better than Dwayne Haskins.
That's the
I don't
question.
know, though. I really don't know.
I would rather take a flyer on a guy like Sam Darnold than Dwayne Haskins. Personally.
He's better than Dwayne
Because of
Haskins.
character, I would agree.
Yeah, the character is one thing.
To this point.
And that's to me what would put Sam Darnold ahead of Dwayne Haskins, no question for me. Like, I would rather take a flyer on Darnold than Haskins. It's just they got Haskins for essentially free.
Sam Richard Darnold is my age.
I'm going to be honest.
That's crazy.
Sam Darnold will not pan out in the NFL.
Oh, my God.
And it hurts me to say that because I thought he was the Jets' future franchise quarterback. I can't lie. When he did get drafted, I sold myself on the pick. I didn't like the pick at first. I was leaning more towards Josh Allen. Like I knew Josh Allen had Josh Allen had the ceiling. He had the ceiling, but he just was really flawed coming out of college. But I remember watching Josh Allen and said, this guy has a high ceiling in the draft. It's just about what he could do.
You hear this guy?
But
it's ridiculous.
I had to sell myself on Sam Darnold. And, of course, because there's the AFC East rivalry, I praised Darnold undeservingly, and I trashed Josh Allen because of his completion percentage. But I will be honest, though. I just don't see him panning out in the NFL. People can mention the offensive line, the receivers, but a lot of his bad plays are not on the offensive line of the receivers. It's just him making bad decisions. And then the other argument is that, okay, he had Adam Gase as a head coach, and Adam Gase is a bad head coach. That's true. Adam Gase is a bad head coach, no doubt about it. But they often compare Darnold to Tannehill and say, look, Darnold can, revive his career because Tannehill did it after he left Gase. For one, Ryan Tannehill, when he had Adam Gase as coach in Miami, had his 2 highest passer ratings of his career to that point at 90+ each season when he was there, and led the Dolphins to the playoffs. They didn't play in the playoff game because he was hurt, but he was really good with Adam Gase. Sam Darnold has not shown to be good with Adam Gase. He has not shown to be even a mid-level quarterback. He's been the worst starting quarterback the last 3 years, worse than guys like Mitchell Trubisky. I think once you get into that territory, it's a red flag right there. Mitchell Trubisky, people are done with him, and Darnold was just drafted 1 draft class ahead of him. It's not like there's a marginal gap between that, and Trubisky made a Pro Bowl. So for me, I think this notion that Sam Darnold, we have to give him a chance and he has to revive it, he's going to revive his career, is pretty silly to me, because Daniel Jones, it seems like everybody's out on Daniel Jones after a year where his rookie year where he almost set the rookie touchdown passing record, and his second year where he wasn't so good, but people are out on Daniel Jones, but they still think Darnold has this massive potential because he was the youngest quarterback that started, ever when he was with the Jets. But I just don't see Darnold becoming a great quarterback. I don't see the arm strength. I don't see the ball placement. I mean, Robbie Anderson would have been a 1K receiver with Darnold if he didn't underthrow him a lot of times. So I just don't see with Darnold. I hope I'm wrong because I would love for him to be successful. But I think the Colts trading for an expensive Wentz after a really horrible season, the 49ers trading up to 3 instead of trading for Darnold, the Steelers getting Haskins instead of trading for Darnold, kind of shows you where teams are with Sam Darnold. Yeah. Nobody wants to have him. So for me, I think the Jets' best option going forward, keep Sam Darnold on the team, but draft Zach Wilson. And if Zach Wilson beats him out, then Darnold's going to be a really good backup. If Zach Wilson doesn't beat him out, then we know we have a bust in Zach Wilson too.
I knew that. Yeah.
I hope he succeeds. He seems like a really good dude.
I ain't trying.
And I still see.
I'm sick of that.
No. But
I
but
get
seriously, I hope he does get another chance to succeed somewhere else. I've seen the flashes of potential, but at this point in his career, like you said, with teams showing through their actions, I just don't know if he will get that good shot somewhere else.
So you mean to tell me Dwayne Haskins can get a second chance, but Darnold can't find?
Which is crazy.
Yeah, Darnold
That's
can't
crazy,
find
man.
another second chance.
I mean, the Steelers prefer to get Haskins over Darnold and give
That's
him a
crazy.
second chance. What's the other team that's in the quarterback market? Carolina,
Washington could be
Washington. But for me, I just don't think Washington's gonna do that. I think they
It'll
got
probably be-
Fitzpatrick, and I think they're personally higher on Heineke.
They did pay him, right?
It would probably be Washington or Carolina at this point. Would be the 2 teams that you think would have a chance.
And Carolina's in a position to draft a quarterback now and get a guy with more potential.
You think they draft a
arguably.
quarterback, or they just get another guy and they just ride out with Teddy Bridgewater?
I think Teddy Bridgewater is not going to start next year, which sucks because
He's good. I like
they
him.
might put in a Lance or Fields in position to play now, and I don't know how they're going to do if that happens. But for me, I don't know, man. Sam Darnold, I try to sell myself on the pick. I have a jersey lying around there somewhere from Sam Darnold.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I bought it recently because it was on sale for $20. But true story. The reason I did not buy a Sam Darnold jersey when he first got drafted, or even 2 years into his Jets career, was because I had a feeling this was going to happen. I wasn't totally sold. I was like, I'm not going to buy a jersey because I just don't know. So because of that, I'm going to wait it out. And, I'm probably never going to buy a Darnold jersey ever again.